over the past quarter century, starting from the debut of its first movie, the Final Destination series has captivated horror enthusiasts with its clever plotline and especially its inventive, sometimes comical methods of killing off characters according to death's plan. When Final Destination 5 came out in 2011, the franchise was following a rather underwhelming film. Yet, the inclusion of the 3D aspect made it a financial success. Interestingly, despite having many similarities with previous installments, Final Destination 5 managed to distinguish itself by offering an unexpected ending that has kept it among the stronger films in the series. To fully appreciate the peak of Final Destination 5, it's essential to revisit its roots, which dates back to the original Final Destination released in 2000. This movie was masterminded by James Wong from a script co-written with Glenn Morgan and Jeffrey Reddick. The story revolves around a teenager named Alex Browning, played by Devon Sawa, who, while traveling with classmates, experiences a chilling premonition that their plane is bound to explode. Following his visionary experience, Alex creates quite a stir, leading him and 6 companions to disembark from the aircraft. While some remain inside this, shortly after takeoff, the plane detonates mid-flight, and the survivors of the explosion are subsequently claimed by death, one by one. In the movie, Sam Lawton, portrayed by Nicholas D'Agosto, has a premonition of a bridge collapsing, which inadvertently spares him and a band of others. Similar to Flight 180 from the initial film, their fate was set for that day, and death will not be denied. Final Destination 5's twist ending elevates the film, despite the fact that 2009's The Final Destination had some enjoyable parts. It has often been criticized as the least impressive installment in the series by many fans' contacts. The makers of Final Destination 5 face the challenge of rectifying the flaws of the 4th film, which was supposed to be the last one, but as you know, its sequels can sometimes continue when there's a financial incentive. Just like death, sequels are unavoidable, especially in horror films. So another installment was bound to emerge. And however, the movie could have benefited from a stronger opening than created death sequences, which it had in abundance. Surprisingly, the hook for the 5th film appeared at its very end. In a surprising turn of events, deviates from its predictable pattern by introducing an intriguing timeline twist. While the series is known for featuring characters who think they've outsmarted death, finding momentary joy before the film ends, fans of horror know that such bliss is rare in the world of itself. Following what appeared to be a narrow escape from death, Sam and Molly find themselves aboard Flight 180. Before takeoff, they witness a brawl erupting. It turns out that the conflict involves Carter Horton, Kerr Smith, and Alex Browning, Sawa, who were involved in a similar tussle following an incident triggered by Alex's premonition and outburst, causing them to leave the flight in the original film. Interestingly enough, Flight 180 links this movie directly to the first installment, making it a prequel rather than a sequel, as initially believed, setting the stage for the franchise's events. Experiencing the climax of this production during its premiere, surrounded by an equally astounded crowd and a full house, is a big part of why this edition continues to be such a delight. That the audible gasp from the audience as the pieces fell into place added to the overall enjoyment. The most enjoyable aspect of the film is that it doesn't reveal its time setting beforehand, despite being filled with 90s references that might be missed if you're not paying attention. And fortunately, the marketing didn't spoil the movie's true timeline. In other words, it was a well-executed twist, and arguably the finest ending among all the films so far. By doing this, an otherwise ordinary, enjoyable film is elevated to something more intriguing. A film's conclusion can make or break its impact, and this one certainly delivers. Final Destination 5 introduces a new death rule and moral dilemma. Apart from the unexpected finale, Final Destination 5 presents an intriguing element, the introduction of a rule that might enable characters to evade death. This rule suggests that if someone takes another's life, they could potentially claim the remaining lifespan and escape death's grasp. This darkly comical twist adds depth to the story as characters like Sam and Nathan, well, played by Arlen Escarpeta, attempt to apply this theory to save themselves, making it another captivating aspect of the movie. If given the chance, would you sacrifice someone else's life to save your own? Right? Would such an action be selfish? Or should each individual focus solely on their own survival? This question presents an intriguing dilemma for contemplation. Yet, even this hypothetical situation highlights that death operates without any clear guidelines. Nathan ultimately dies because the person he killed was destined to pass away. And Sam also perishes in the movie's plane crash at the end. These events serve as a reminder that no matter how much we strive to evade it, death eventually catches up with us all, although it may be temporarily delayed. In addition to its gruesome action scenes and chaos, Final Destination 5 introduces an intriguing ethical quandary and a startling finale with a staggering count of 94 deaths, second only to the first movie's 292 victims, including the plane passengers and their later casualties. It maintains the series' beloved elements for fans.